circles with the shoulders, moving them around one way. And changing direction, moving them the other way. And then pause in center, turn the wrists around so the fingers are pointing back towards the knees, and come into a cow as you bring your gaze up towards the ceiling, tucking the tailbone out and lowering the belly. And as you exhale, tuck everything in, coming into your cat, raising the top of the chest up towards the ceiling. Another inhale, dip the belly, bring your gaze up. And as you exhale, tuck everything in. I always get confused between the cats and the cows. And come back to center, turn the wrists around so they're pointing back towards the front. Take your left arm up to the ceiling and stretch it really high. Take a really deep breath in here, see if you can reach even higher. And as you exhale, tuck it through underneath the right arm, bring your left ear towards the floor. We're not staying here. Slowly sweep it back up to the ceiling. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, tuck it back under. Slowly sweep it back out as you breathe in. And gently place it down onto the floor tabletop. Allow the right arm to reach to the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale, tuck it in underneath the left. Inhale, sweep it back up. Take a deep breath. And exhale, tuck it in. Last time, inhale, sweep it all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, place it down, tabletop position. We're going to create one more circle with the shoulders to one side. Complete the circle, and then move the circle all the way to the other side. And pause. Tuck your toes, and then just walk your hands back towards the knees. Come climb onto the thighs, and just shake out the wrists. Interlace the fingers, and just create a figure eight, moving one way, and changing direction, moving the other way. And just give it one last shake. As you bring your hands down, find your tabletop position. We're gonna take our right foot with the leg bent all the way up to the ceiling, keeping the toes tucked all the way in, and see if you can really kick the ceiling, get really high, really opening out, really lifting that knee. Just pause here. For a little bit more, see if you can protract out through the shoulders. So really push through the mat. Pausing. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, bring your knee all the way in towards the chest. Maybe if you can, kiss the knee. Inhales, you bring that knee all the way back out, reach for the ceiling. And as you exhale, tuck it in. Last time, inhales, you bring it all the way back up. This time, as you exhale, we're kicking that right leg out to the side, coming to the blade of the foot, and then drawing the hips back towards the heels. Slowly start to walk the hands to the left-hand side, coming just off the mat, and see if you can draw both shoulders down, emphasizing the right shoulder because it will want to lift, drawing it even closer in towards the mat. And coming out of that, we're going to slowly continue walking the hands to the left-hand side. Place the left hand down, palm flat, and take the right arm up to the ceiling, drawing the hips forward. Pause here. If you want more, taking that right arm towards the right ear and maybe lifting that right leg up off the floor. Take a breath. And as you exhale, bring your knee to elbow. Just draw it in, touch. Inhale as you stretch out, and then place the right leg down. Bring the right hand down to the floor. Use that to push yourself all the way up to a seated position, reaching for the ceiling. And as you exhale, draw the right hand down to the right side, draw the left over. Again, finding that nice openness of the chest, pushing the hips forward. Sweep that left arm down through and come back to a tabletop position, placing both hands down in front of you. Draw the right knee back in. Take an inhale as you draw that left leg and kick the ceiling. Pause. And again, if you did the other side, protracting out through the shoulders, really pushing out through the mat. Take another breath as you reach even higher. And as you exhale, draw that knee into the chest. Inhales, you kick the ceiling back again. And exhale, draw the knee in. Inhales, you kick the ceiling. And exhale, take that leg out to the side, come to the blade of the foot. We're drawing the hips back towards that right heel, and then slowly walking the hands off the mat to the right-hand side, drawing the shoulders down, chest down to that right thigh. And again, emphasis on that left shoulder. It will want to draw up. So seeing if you can draw the body down nice and flat. Come out of that and slowly start to walk the hands to the right-hand side. The right hand plants down and the left hand reaches for the ceiling. Make sure that the hips are tracking forward. Take a breath. And maybe draw that right arm all the way out towards that left arm, towards the left ear. Take a breath here. With your exhale, maybe lifting that left foot. Slowly draw it down back to the floor. Take your left hand down and just use that to push yourself up, reaching for the ceiling in breath. And as you exhale, take the left hand to left side, taking the right over. Pause here. Allow an in-breath to slowly draw that right hand down and an out-breath to bring the hands down in front of you, drawing that left leg in. Take a few cat-cows here, just opening the chest as you breathe in. And as you exhale, drawing everything in, tucking it in. Let's do that a few times, maybe even getting a bit organic, moving the shoulders, moving the hips from side to side, maybe creating little figure eights. And eventually coming back to pause in your downward dog. Keep your toes tucked, and we're going to take that right leg and kick it back. So stretch it out. We're keeping it lifted off the floor. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, draw that right knee into the chest. Again, see if you can kiss the knee. Inhale, kick it back. And as you exhale, we're bending through the elbows and maybe touching the floor with the chin. Maybe. Inhale as you push back up, and exhale, tuck that knee back into the chest. Inhale, stretch it back, and we're going to lift our left hand coming onto the tips of the fingers on the fingertips. Exhale, with bending through that right arm, left arm, maybe touching the floor. Inhale as you come back. Bring that right knee into the chest as you exhale. Inhale, kick that right leg back and take that left hand and come just off the mat to the left-hand side. Exhale as you bend through that right elbow. Inhale, come back. Right knee comes into the chest. And this time, as you kick it back, that right leg, possibly taking that left hand and reaching for the front of the room. Exhale, maybe bending through that right arm. Maybe. Inhale as you reach forward and back, and exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale as you stretch forward, place the left hand down, and take that right foot and step next to that right thumb. Take both hands up, Anjaneyasana, reaching for the ceiling. Pause here, seeing if you can find that nice right angle of that right foot. I'm gonna decrease the temperature a little bit, because I'm definitely gonna warm you up. Pausing for 3. See if you can align those hips a little bit more, drawing that left hip forward. Staying for 1. And then we're gonna twist to the right-hand side, taking the right arm back and the left arm forward, bringing our gaze to the window. Pause. See if we can get that 50-50 stretch between the back and the front. And then take your right hand to the back of the left thigh and take your left hand up towards the ceiling. It's kind of like a reverse twist. Here, our gaze either to the floor or up to that left hand, depending on how your neck is placed or how your neck feels this morning. And then gently windmill both hands down to the floor, placing them onto the mat next to the right foot. We're going to step back to plank, not to plank, to tabletop, and then bending through the elbows, touching the floor. Push back up, and come back down again, bending through the elbows. Keep yourself down here, And we're going to gently walk the knees back until we're lying flat on the floor. Keep the elbows tucked all the way in. Bring the tops of the feet down onto the mat. Baby cobra, just lifting the chest up. And exhale, release. And then like we did, just going into reverse, tucking the toes, and then slowly, knee by knee, walking ourselves back to a tabletop position. Yeah. Take your left leg out to the back as you inhale. Really stretch it back and maybe protracting out through the shoulders as you exhale. Another inhale. And then tuck that left knee into the chest, maybe kissing the knee as you exhale. Inhale, stretch it back. Take your right hand to the fingertips. And as you exhale, we're bending through, touching the floor with our chin. Inhale as you straighten. Exhale, tuck that left knee into the chest. Inhale, stretch that leg back and take your right hand out off the mat, staying on the fingertips. Exhale as we bend through that left arm. Inhale, straighten. And as you exhale, tuck that left knee in. If you did it the other side, stretch that left leg back and take that right hand forward. Exhale, bending through that left arm, maybe. Inhale as you come back up, stretch. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale as you stretch back and forward and place the right hand down and step that left foot all the way to the top of the mat next to the left thumb. Help it if it needs to, so that you're getting that nice 90-degree, and then take both hands up, coming to Anjaneyasana. Stretch to the ceiling. Pausing here just for 2. Pausing for 1. Slowly twisting to the left-hand side, taking the right arm forward, the left hand back. And again, watching that right hip, making sure it doesn't race itself forward. So keeping them both aligned. And your gaze is to this beautiful white empty wall. Staying just for another 2. Maybe finding a crack that you can focus on. Staying for 1. Taking that left hand to the back of the right side, taking the right arm all the way up and reaching. Again, your gaze, depending on the focus in your neck, either down to the floor or towards that right arm. Pausing for 2. For 1. Windmilling the hands all the way forward, placing them, framing that left foot, and stepping the left foot back to tabletop. So in your tabletop position, we're slowly going to bend through the elbows, touch the floor with the chin, push back up to tabletop, and then keeping your toes tucked, we're going to walk the knees back all the way, just step by step, all the way to lie flat on the floor. Once you're on the floor, bring your hands to the outside of the mat. Come onto the fingertips and bring your elbows forward. Keep the tops of the feet down onto the mat. And then as you breathe in, just slowly peel the chest up. As you exhale, bring your right shoulder down. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. And bring your left shoulder down. Look over your right shoulder. Inhale, back to center. And slowly draw your chest all the way to lie flat. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders, next to the ribs. Tuck your toes, and we're going to push to the count of 3 to your plank position. So push for 1, push for 2, push for 3, straightening out the arms. Bring the knees to dip just to touch the mat, and then lift the hips, find downward dog. Pausing your downward dog, feel free to pedal the feet from side to side, bending through the knees. Trying to find that beautiful, comfortable 50-50 position of weight between the hands, the wrists, and the toes. Once you have found that, just pause here. Just walk your feet into that there. Yeah. Making sure that you are comfortable insofar as keep that bend in the knees if you need to. Trying to find your shoulders straightening even more, bring your chest closer in towards your thighs. Come high onto the toes with the breath. And then release the heels down on the exhale. Try that again. Come high onto the toes, inhale. This time as you exhale, baby steps all the way to the top of the mat. Just walking, and see if you can keep your legs as straight as possible, as long as possible, until you reach all the way to the top of the mat. Once you reach the top, toe heel the feet to about hip-width apart, and then grab opposite elbows with the hands, coming into ragdoll. Stay stationary or sway from left to right if that feels nice. Keeping that breath, breathing in, breathing out. Release the elbows, place the hands on the floor. Inhale, walk the hands up to the shins, take a halfway lift. And as you exhale, release the chest. We're reaching all the way to the ceiling on the inhale, taking the hands all the way up. Allow the palms to meet, touch, and as you exhale, draw them into the heart center. Inhale, take the arms all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, forward fold, bring the chest back to the thighs. Find your halfway lift, hands to shins, inhale. And as you exhale, place the hands down. And as we walk to the top, we're going to tiptoe all the way back to a shorter downward dog. So we're not going all the way out to a lengthy V shape, but we want it a bit shorter so that we have a reach of the feet. Keep the feet about hip width if you haven't already. And then we're going to take our left hand and try and grab that right ankle. Let's see if you can grab that right angle and look between your V shape underneath that right arm. Release the left hand back to the front and grab the left ankle with the right hand. And slowly placing it back to the mat. Walk the feet back out to your normal downward dog. Allow an inhale to take your right foot all the way to the ceiling. Bring that knee to the right elbow and just tuck it in as a tiger curl. Inhale, kick it back, three-legged. And then as you exhale, we're stepping that right foot forward to the top of the mat next to the right thumb. Find your crescent lunge, taking both hands up to the ceiling and reach. And again, that alignment of that right knee just above the right ankle. Move it forward if you need to. Pausing here. We're going to drop the left heel down and find warrior two as we stretch the right arm forward and the left arm back. And again, just check that right knee is not tracking forward or back. And it may have a tendency to move itself over to the left-hand side. So just see if you can gently track it back if you need to. Reach for the front of the room. I usually say we're reaching for something healthy. So say like apples or bananas. Flip the palm as you grab the fruit, and as you exhale, release all the way up to the ceiling, taking the right hand up. As you exhale, bring yourself back to a warrior two, and then drop your right elbow down to the right knee, taking the left arm up to the ceiling into a side angle. Option here to take that arm to the left ear, stretching it to the front of the room. But if you do, make sure that you turn your palm so the palm is facing down. Option here to release that right elbow to the shin and find a bit more work in the core. And the last option is to release that right arm totally and imagine you're holding a beach ball in front of you. Staying just for two. For one, throw that beach ball away. Reverse as you take both hands up to the ceiling, keeping the bend in that right knee. And as you exhale, we're going to draw them all the way back down, releasing them to the floor. Frame that right foot. Step all the way up to the top of the mat into a halfway lift as you breathe in. And as you exhale, release. The hands reach for the ceiling, inhale. And straight back down as you exhale, chest to thighs. Find a halfway lift, bring the hands to the shins. And as you exhale, hands come down onto the tippy toes, and we're going to walk baby steps all the way to a short downward dog. So just like we did as before, so it's a little bit shorter. Take your right hand and grab your left ankle and see if you can get a little bit lighter on that right foot. So you're just on the, maybe just one toe. So your weight is coming into the left hand and left foot. Release it down, take the right hand back to the top. Moving to the other side, the left hand grabs that right ankle. And again, come to the left toe, bringing most of the weight into the right hand and right foot. And release down, place the left hand down, walk the hands back, or the feet back to your normal downward dog. Allow your left foot to rise on the inhale. And as you exhale, bring that knee, just touch the left elbow. Inhale as you take it back, reach. And as you exhale, step it forward. Finding that alignment again, just make sure that those feet are not on a rail track. So maybe toe heel that right foot out or the left foot out if you need to. Come to your Anjani Asana, lifting both hands up. Reach for the ceiling. Keeping those arms stretching up nice and tall. And we want to keep the engagement in both our feet and our hands. So don't feel like they're just like doing nothing, reaching up for the ceiling. And gently place your right heel down. Open up to your warrior two position, the Virabhadrasana 2. Stretching left arm forward, right arm back. Pause here. I'd like to invite you to turn your hands so that the palms are facing the ceiling, and just see if that allows you to drop and release the shoulders a little bit more. And then turn them back. Reach for that fruit to the front of the room. Flip the palm as you grab the fruit and reverse, taking it all the way up to the ceiling. Come back down to your warrior two as you exhale. And we're going to take that left elbow and place it onto the left knee, taking the right arm up to the ceiling, side angle. Options here, options galore. See if you can maybe turn that right palm facing down and reach that right arm towards the right ear. Or take that left arm, release it off the knee, so you're using more of your core. Or last option, grabbing that beach ball. And if you did the last time, I invite you to keep that balance, keep that equanimity, making sure we're working both sides. Push through that left foot and reverse, taking the left arm all the way up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're taking both hands down, framing that left foot. Instead of stepping up, we're going to step that left foot back to a short downward dog. But this time, we're going to move the shoulders forward so that our weight is more in our wrists. Move the shoulders back. And now take the left foot and reach for the ceiling. So we're still in our short downward dog. Place the left foot down. Take the right foot and reach for the ceiling. Place the right foot down. Take the left foot, reach for the ceiling, and then open the hips and bend through that left knee. Place it down. Take the right foot, reach for the ceiling, bend through the knee, and then open the hip. Place the right foot down. Come back to your normal downward dog. Take an inhale as you move the shoulders forward. Come to plank, lowering the hips. And as you exhale, we're going to come down to chaturanga, bending through the elbows. If you need to bring the knees down, do. Push back to plank. And there's a lot of you collapse to the floor. And come halfway down, chaturanga. Flip the feet, upward dog. And find a downward dog, taking the hips back up. Pausing here for 2. Pausing for 1. Allow the right foot to rise on the inhale. Take that right knee to the right elbow, touch. Take it to the left elbow, touch. And then take it back up to the ceiling as you breathe in. Step it through, place it next to the right thumb as you exhale. And then allow an inhale to take both hands up, find your crescent lunge. And an exhale to find your warrior two, dropping that left heel down. We're reaching for that fruit, flip the palm, take the right arm all the way up to the ceiling on the inhale. And as you exhale, find your side angle, take that right elbow to right knee. Again, choose your options, but now a new option is to take your left arm behind you into a half bind, or maybe find a full bind, reaching that right arm through, grabbing the hands. If you're finding the full bind, please make sure you're opening out that right shoulder and keeping that nice bend in the right knee. Staying just for 2. For 1, release the bind if you have it. Inhale as you reach that right arm reverse, but this time straightening through that right leg. And as you exhale, we're moving the left hip back and reaching forward with the right hand, finding your triangle pose, taking the right hand down and the left hand up to the ceiling. Stay here, or maybe you want to draw that left arm all the way up towards the left ear. Maybe, keeping the chest where it is, you want to release that right arm and catch that beach ball. So it's a little bit more strain on the left side of the body. Allow an inhale to reverse, taking both hands all the way up to the ceiling. And listen carefully, we're going to bend through that right knee, release the hands down. No, we're not. We're going to straighten that right knee and come back to Trikonasana because I forgot something. Take your left arm and start to create circles, winding it forward and reaching it back. So taking it into a circle, winding it all the way. Change direction, go the other way. And again, going backwards. So taking it forwards and then back. Use that wind up to reverse. So as it winds back up, reverse, taking the right arm up with you. And then as you exhale, we're winding it back, but bending through that right knee and turning and twisting, coming onto the toes of the left foot, reaching that left arm forward and right arm back. Yes. So twisting towards the window. Come onto the toes. Yeah. And Martin, come onto the toes of the left foot. So yeah, that's it. You're more stable. Take that right arm to the back of the right thigh and take that left arm up to the ceiling as you inhale. And then as you exhale, we're windmilling the arms and turning to the left, coming with the feet parallel, facing that wall side. Bring yourself down into a forward fold. Start to walk the hands back and maybe come onto the tops of the hands, maybe even widening the feet so you're a bit more closer to the ground. And just release the neck. Just feel like you're not bringing any pressure or holding anything here. And just breathe. Slowly release. Come back to the fingertips. Walk them underneath the chest. Take a halfway lift as you breathe in. And as you exhale, we're walking the hands to the left-hand side, turning to face the back of the room, and then stepping forward to the top of the mat as you breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale as you release. Take the hands all the way to the ceiling as you inhale. And we're grabbing the right wrist with the left hand and bending to the left-hand side as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Grab the left wrist with the right hand, bend to the right, exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Find a forward fold as you exhale. Hands to shins, halfway. Place the hands down, and this time, invitation to, with both feet, hop to your short downward dog. So we're not going all the way back, we're just hopping to a short downward dog. Take your left hand and grab your right ankle, and this time bring more weight into that right hand and right foot to see if you can eventually take that left foot off the ground. Maybe even reach it up towards the ceiling. Maybe. And place the foot down, place the left hand to the top. Then moving to the other side, right hand grabs the left ankle. Bringing the weight into the left side of the body. We're lifting that right foot possibly off the floor. Maybe we're just staying on the tippy toes. Beautiful, Nikki. And gently placing the foot down, placing the right hand down. Slowly walk the hands all the way back towards the feet, to the back of the mat. Bring the hands to the shins as you take a halfway lift in. Release on the exhale out. Hands reach for the ceiling on the inhale. Find a slight back bend as you bring the hips forward. And as you exhale, find that fine forward folds as you take yourself back forward. Halfway lift in. And then place the hands down. Just walk them through all the way to your downward dog position. Towards the top of the mat. Yeah, that's it. Take your left foot to the ceiling on the inhale. Take that knee to the left elbow, touch. Take it to the right elbow, touch. Take it back up to the ceiling on the inhale. And then step it through all the way to the top of the mat on the exhale. Both hands reach for the ceiling, inhale, crescent lunge. And then dropping that right heel down, find warrior two as you exhale. We're reaching for the front of the room, flip the palm, inhale, reverse, taking the left arm all the way to the ceiling. And as you exhale, the left elbow reaches for the left knee, taking the right elbow for the right arm forward. Release the left elbow if you did it outside, maybe even grabbing for the beach volleyball. And maybe taking that right arm behind into a half bind. If you chose to do it the other side, maybe a full. Pausing for another two. Pausing for one. Slowly releasing the bind. Inhale as you release that left arm all the way to the ceiling, straightening through that left leg, and then moving the hips back, finding Trikonasana triangle pose, taking the left arm down, right arm reaching. Again, if you chose to do it the other side, flip the palm to the floor and take that right elbow, right arm to the right ear. And maybe releasing that left arm and grabbing that beach volleyball again. Nice. And slowly pushing through that left foot and taking a reverse, taking both hands up. And coming back down to Trikonasana, because this is where we messed up the last time. Take that right arm up and we're going to create those circles, moving the arm forward. So nice wide circles with the shoulder. And then changing direction, moving it backwards. Keeping with the breath, breathing. Change direction, move it backwards out. And use that momentum to reverse, taking it, winding it up, reversing, taking the left arm up. And then as you exhale, we're bending through that left knee, swinging the arms back and forward, coming to the toes of the right foot into a twist facing the window side. Nice. Pause here. And then gently bring that left hand to the back of the right thigh, reverse as you take the right arm up to the ceiling. And windmill the arms forward and turn to the right-hand side, coming back to that wide-legged forward fold. This time while we're here, walk the hands forward, so they're kind of underneath the shoulders, and see if you can come to the toes as you bring the weight into your hands. So lifting off the heels, come back, heels come down, and see if you can lift again. This time bring maybe a little bit more weight and come down. Last time, and this time tuck your chin into your chest as you broaden through the shoulders, lifting the feet. I mean, not lifting the feet, lifting the heels. Come back down and walk the hands all the way to that right foot, turn to the front. Take a step to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Release on the exhale, forward fold. The hands reach for the ceiling on the inhale. Take that right foot behind the left foot, grab the right wrist and bend to the left as you exhale. Inhale, come back to center, release the feet, take the left foot behind the right, grab the left wrist, exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, come back to center, release the feet. Find Utkatasana, bending through the knees, keeping the arms raised and reaching. Staying here for two. Staying for one. Straighten through the legs, reach with the arms all the way to the ceiling, find a little bit of a back bend. And as you exhale, find a forward fold, bring the chest down. Find a halfway lift in. Place the hands down and hop, skip, jump yourself, flow to your downward dog. So whatever way you choose, your shoulders should be nice and warm now. You should be ready to bring more weight into them. We're here for 5 breaths, so opportunity here to bring the knees down and find child's pose. Maybe you want to stay in your downward dog, you feel super strong and stable. Maybe you want to bring your forearms down and find dolphin if you feel like you're super strong this morning. Yeah, we have some super strong people. Nice work. Slowly come back to your downward dog, wherever you are, even if you're in your child's pose. So a nice, now long downward dog. I'm gonna take an inhale and raise your right foot up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, we're bringing our shoulders forward. So we're coming kind of into that plank, bring the hips a little bit lower. and then take that right foot and step it behind the left, coming into your rock star, taking the right arm and reaching it forward. So we're not flipping all the way over in our rock star, where we're reaching that right arm forward and we're kind of balancing on that right foot. Stay here, or lift that right foot up into the air. Take a breath in into your side angle levitation. Exhale, bring that knee to elbow. Inhale, straighten that right foot, straighten the right arm, and then drop the right foot back to your rock star. Slowly drop the hips down, so we're sitting and reaching for the back of the room, and reach for that left foot with the right hand. So just a forward fold, keeping that right foot or knee bent. Release that foot, bring yourself maybe a little bit to the left so you're onto your mat, and then bend through your knees, placing both soles of the feet down. Take your hands and place them just behind your hips with the fingers reaching forward, facing forward. And then we're going to bring our feet up to tabletop. Engage the toes so they're reaching up towards the ceiling. Reach your right foot forward and lengthen. Reach for the top of the room or the back of the room. Come back to your tabletop. Reach your left foot forward. Come back. Reach both feet forward. And come back. And then place your feet down. Stretch your left foot out. Move your bum over to the right-hand side, so you're just off the mat like you were before. Take your left hand behind you, and we're gonna flip over, taking that right foot up to the ceiling, three-legged dog, and possibly a three-legged flow. Possibly. Always an option. Coming back to your downward dog. Nice work. You guys are surviving. Take your left foot up to the ceiling on the inhale. And bring your shoulders forward on the exhale. Bring the hips a little bit lower. We're going to step that left foot out to the right-hand side over the right foot. Find your rock star, taking the left hand, reaching forward. Pause here. If you're comfortable, stay. Otherwise, finding your levitated side plank, lifting the left foot up. Take a breath in. And then bring that elbow to knee on the exhale. Inhale, straighten. And then drop that left foot behind the right leg again, rock star. We're going to drop that hip down, so we're sitting back onto the mat. Reach for that right toe with the left hand into a forward fold. Slowly release, and we're going to walk ourselves back onto our mat. Stretch the legs out in front of you, and this time with no hands, we're going to bend through the knees and maybe bring the feet up tabletop. Nice. Again, no hands. See if you can stretch your right foot forward and bring it back. Stretch your left foot forward and bring it back. Challenge. Can you stretch both legs forward and bring them back? Place the feet down and draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a bit of a hug. Nice. Then stretching out that left foot. We're going to move ourselves back off the mat. Bring your right hand down, flip yourself over, and take your left foot up to the ceiling. Three-legged flow, or just place it down and find your downward dog. Choosing your option. Nice. Come back to your short downward dog, walking the feet a little bit more in, so maybe 1 foot length in. And now we're ready for the kind of finale, which is maybe to come into an inversion. Maybe. Bear with me. What we're gonna do is, in our short downward dog, we're gonna draw our shoulders forward like we were doing before, and then see if you can just maybe hop 1 foot, maybe the other, and maybe that's where you are at. That's cool. But maybe, just maybe, we might find a little bit of a catch into your handstand. Maybe. We're going to wake up the people underneath us. And once you've had a little bit of a play, slowly draw your knees back down, and we're going to swing the legs around and sit down. Last bit of effort. We're going to open the chest, lean back, and find your boat pose, just like we did before, drawing your hands next to your knees. Option to stay here or find your full-fledged open boat, straightening through the legs, maybe even reaching the arms up to the ceiling, and then lying all the way back onto your back, draw your knees into your chest. Nice work. Give yourself a bit of a hug, maybe a swing from side to side on your lower back. And then releasing the right leg straight onto the mat, we're going to draw the left knee into the chest. Find your supine twist by maybe walking the hips over to the left-hand side, just 2 centimeters, and then drawing that left knee over the right leg, twisting to the right, allowing the left hand to draw out to the side, and finding your twist. Slowly drawing that knee back into center. We're going to bend through the right knee, place the sole of the foot down, and place the left ankle onto the right knee. Stay here or use your left hand to gently push and encourage the hips open. Stay there, or maybe lift that right foot off the floor, threading your arms through and grabbing the back of your right thigh. Gently release the right foot down to the floor, keeping the left ankle on the knee. And we're just going to drop the knees over to the left-hand side, opening the arms out and finding a twist here. Option to turn the head to the opposite side of the knees. An invitation here to close down the eyes as we move into a more yin component of the practice. That was just a little bit of a reprieve. It's a little bit warm. And slowly bring the knees back into center. We're going to swap them around, taking the left knee into the chest. Straightening the right leg. Did we do this leg? Am I right? Yes. Pausing here, and then gently taking a step with the hips over to the right-hand side, taking the left leg, the right leg over, and finding your twist. Yes. So we're bending through the right knee and maybe turning our heads to the right-hand side. Gently drawing the knee back into center, bending through the left leg so your sole of the foot is down, placing the right ankle onto the left knee or thigh, and then either supporting it with your right hand, pushing it gently open, or lifting the left foot off the floor, threading your arms through and drawing the knees in. Gently placing the left foot down. We're going to allow the knees to drop over to the right-hand side, opening out the arms and maybe turning the head to the opposite side. I love how you're negotiating with your neighbors, maybe keeping the arms cactus. And gently bring the knees back into center. Bending both, so taking the ankle off the knee and bending both knees so the soles of the feet are down. Walk the heels of the feet all the way into the glutes. Move the feet to about hip width apart. We're gonna have the hands down at the side, palms facing down, and then just gently undulate the spine. So we're lifting the hips up into your bridge. Pause here. Maybe lifting the right foot off the floor, reaching for the ceiling. Bringing it down. Maybe swapping over, taking the left foot up to the ceiling. and bring it down, and then gently undulating the hips down back to lie flat on the floor. Option to repeat what we did and maybe take the arms underneath in an interlace, or taking your feet up to Viparita Karani if you want something less strenuous, just lifting the feet and reaching for the ceiling. Option to find a shoulder stand if you want something a little bit more active, or even a full wheel if that's in your practice, taking the hands towards the ears and lifting the hips up. We're just here for another 3. Another 2. If you're in wheel, bring your crown of the head down and then slowly bending through the elbows, bring your hips down. I'll invite you, if you went upside down or any sort of inversion, to find fish pose before moving into Shavasana. And that's with just your legs straight out in front of you, walking the elbows in so that they're underneath the chest, and then lifting the chest as you do, allowing the head to drop down. Invitation to use your hands underneath your glutes with the palms facing down, and that might give you a little bit more purchase. Finding fish. And gently coming down and finding your Shavasana. So however that looks like for you. Just allowing the mat to fully support your practice where you are. And just allowing yourself to let everything go. As you gently deepen the breath, invitation to bring your thumb and first finger together. And then just gently with your thumb, create little circles, just rubbing the top of that first finger. Move to the next finger. And the next. Hopefully the last. And then keeping that motion, moving them back up to the first finger one by one. Start to bring some movement into your toes. And adding that motion, start to slowly turn the head from side to side. Just waking up the spine. Releasing the toes and the fingers, allow an inhale to take the arms up above the head and stretch nice and tall. And an exhale to bring the knees into the chest as you curl up into a ball. Allow the knees to drop to the left or right. An invitation to stay in that position, foot close. Otherwise, with the eyes closed, slowly making your way up into a seat, facing the front. If you're closing with me, invitation to bring the hands in prayer and draw them into the heart center. With our hearts, we feel words of love and gratefulness. Draw the hands up to the mouth. With our lips, we speak words of love and gratefulness. And lastly, draw the hands up to the forehead and just allow them to touch the third eye and maybe even a bow of the head. With our minds, we think words of love and gratefulness. Just a short interval to place the hands down, face down onto the knees, and draw a deep breath in through the nose so you really fill the lungs, and then hold it at the top. So draw it all the way in, really filling, 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 hold. Open the mouth, exhale. Gently blinking open the eyes. Thanks, guys. Namaste. Enjoy your Saturdays. I believe there's a lecture with my beautiful wife this afternoon if you're doing your YTT. Otherwise, I think there's a little bit of sun, so go out there and enjoy it. Hopefully we see you next week. My name's Nicole. Have a beautiful weekend. Thanks. Thanks, Nikki. Thanks, Evelyn. I hope you guys didn't sweat too much. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the weekend. See you soon.